Hey YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's Black Toy review. Today we're going to be taking a look at some British Wildlife Collection themed water toys from the Flip-Flap Origami toy range. But there's also one Flip-Flap toy, which is of course via the Penguin Club toy range. So anyways, let me just go ahead and grab the webcam. And actually, yes, once again, I did wake up quite late, of course, at around 8 o'clock. Somewhere in 8 o'clock, but I just can't remember, eh? And yes, I'm also working on a new vehicle as well, so you'll find out at maybe any moment or any time, but we're just going to concentrate on the water-themed toys, Flip-Flap Origami water-bed toys, but also this set here, which isn't really that much of a water toy. Okay, so let's start off with the British Wildlife Collection themed toys. And as I've woken up just so late today though, let's just hope we can beat the 9 o'clock, the 8, you know, I have to say it though, the threshold towards like 8:59 and 9 o'clock. Okay, so this is a Flip-Flap Origami British Wildlife Collection. It's a swimming summer plumage black-headed gull, small flock. Yes, it's a small flock, a 5-pack. And it does cost about £7, as you can see on the pricing there as well. And there's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. Of course, yes, this was one product that I was originally going to be starting from, like, you know, on Thursday. I think it was Thursday that I was doing water-themed toys. But sadly, that one got, you know, postponed to this week's Wednesday, I believe. But nevertheless, let's see what we have there, right? Yep. It actually doesn't look too bad in the way they've been rendered. Love the chocolate brown head design. Hey, you just can't go wrong with them. I mean, what do you think? Man, I tell you what, these guys, they look pretty nice. There's the name here, Black-Headed Gull. I hope I can find more of those as the year goes by. You know, I suppose that, you know, that by late March these guys would have been truly and well gone. You know, because, you know, it is nearly, of course, the start of the breeding season for black-headed gulls, and they're just pretty much roosting still. And there you go, there's the name, Black-Headed Gull. They're just pretty much getting ready for the breeding season for springtime, because we're literally in spring, you know. And there's another name, Black-Headed Gull. There you go, they've got those cool-looking heads on the front. And mind you, when their heads are chocolate brown, I bet you what, if you go to a black-headed gull colony, the noise is just so deafening. Like that one trip to the Middleton Lakes Nature Reserve last year, and also I think it was about 2.5 years ago when I went there, of course. And yeah, mind you, these guys are still loud, even on feeding frenzies. Oh my goodness me. I'm trying to manage something there. I've got like an extra bit of string on my t-shirt sleeve. So, oh, there you go. That what was delaying this whole video, eh? Just a little tiny piece of t-shirt string, which looks like that. Yuck! So I had to cut that one out, of course. But let's take a look at the other ones next. This is a first summer black-headed gull. Sorry about the delay, eh? It's got a black tail end. It's also got these designs like that. Yeah, it's a very nice looking bird, and I can't go wrong with it actually, eh? And yes, it's got like brown on the wings. There's once again black tail ends. There you go, looking fairly nice. There's no extra detailing on the rest of the body there. It's just there to leave and waste space there of grey and whatnot, eh? But funnily enough, the eyes are consistently strange in the way they've been detailed. Sometimes if there's like, you know, black overlapping the white, that can cause a bit of, how would you say it, a bit of chaos, or of course havoc. That's what I'm thinking of, eh? But yeah, these guys, they're just nicely detailed in the way they are, and I mean, it's not the most roughest of all paint jobs, but there you go. They're certainly trying to do their best. Of course, yes, that is of course the black-headed gull 5-pack, the summer plumage, how do you say it, small flock 5-pack of black-headed gulls, which cost about £7. Right, that product's done and dusted. Oh! It just hit straight towards the penguin! And it's just made it to where the other products were. But let's move on to another set here. I don't know which one I might go for, but I might say it's that one there. Ooh, look at that! It's a flip up Origami. British Wildlife Collection. Swimming Herring Gull Flock Attack with Common Octopus Ambush Duette and Unedible Crab Cast Group 12 pack. Cost about £10.99 or £11. I mean, to me, I would have preferred it if it was much more sold at a higher price at, you know, 13 or 15 pounds, maybe £15.99. That's £16, possibly 17. Yes, I could maybe charge that, because there's some very, very terrible things going right down somewhere in Europe, which I don't want to discuss about because it can be a bit of a sensitive issue. But let's take a look at what we've got. I bet the octopi look really nice as well. Out come the crabs. Money, 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 money. Ah! 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 Okay. Sorry, that was very contagious screaming there. Yeah, that was me doing the impression of what Mr. Krabs have been attacked by. Squidward in real life, because, well, he's technically an octopus. There you go. As you can see, it's just an orange octopus. I believe in reality there would be, like, you know, in the colorization of orange, but also like brown, I suppose. Quite a very strange looking, alienistic looking creature, the octopus. It's got 8 legs, or tentacles, I should actually call them, I suppose, eh? And, yeah, that looks pretty nice. I mean, you can also plonk the crabs in here as well. It looks quite nice, actually, not gonna lie, hey? You can put the crabs in there. Look at that. Mr. Krabs has seen far much better days. And we've got like 5 of those crabs. Literally based on the species called the edible crab. Maybe we should call them brown crabs. That's what they're meant to be called, eh? But nevertheless, sorry, I've got a very nasty cold here. Here's the other octopi. Or octopus, as you call it, eh? It's got some very strange looking eyes. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty nice indeed. It also has the same bases as the squid that I did with the Penguin Couple of Themed Toys. Remember that one back in September 2021? That was a beginner. Woo! Oh, crockies, nostalgia rules. Anyways, let's take a look at the herring gulls, which obviously look like that. I've got a funny feeling that to me, it feels like that whenever I'm doing this toy review, getting less Penguin Club or themed toys than anything else though. But nevertheless, it does save a bit of time though. And once again, I've just got a bit of a cold, which is the main reason why I'm just sniffing. That's why. Yeah, just like that actually. But yeah, there you go. Pretty nice Botox stare for a herring gull. On the eyes, looking very, very nice and cool. And I've got a funny feeling these guys, they're not really bad as I might expect. And hopefully after doing this product, might be doing a double unpacking on a particular bird species or seabird species, which I've reviewed for a fairly long time, that is actually now making a comeback. And I might as well also bring back pelicans as well though. One day, if I have some time, I might bring back some pelicans. Because, you know, I have seen so many pelicans before. But, man, I think there was actually during my trip to the zoo though, somewhere in Malaysia, where I might have seen loads of pelicans. Well, let's move on to another flip-flap product. I actually realised the product I've just reviewed has actually crashed towards the window, eh? That wasn't very nice of me. But anyways, let's move on to these 2 products. They look almost the same type of artwork, but this one here is a much more bigger set. This one's called the Swimming and Fishing Kittiwakes 12 pack. Both of these are flip-flap Origami British Wildlife Collection themed toys. Whereas this one here costs about £8.95, and this one's also got a bit more different, how would you say it? Bit of a different sort of artwork going on here, though it does have the same Kittiwake drawing design that I've actually started to replicate. Although this one there is a little bit more bigger than this one here. On the Swimming Kittiwakes Variation Small Flock 5-pack. And it looks quite nice. Let me check a little back of the packagings, which look like that. There you go, you got some sardines. Actually, they're called pilchard. Interesting. Okay, let's get the Kittiwakes out. And it's kind of like a Pokemon whenever I think of the word Kittiwake, because these birds make me sound like Kittiwake, 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 like that. When they make those very weird cries whenever I think about these birds. That's funny, it's weird. It looks like one of the fish there doesn't seem to be that much glue in. Actually, what I might do, I might grab just a pot of glue just to come and fix this. And yeah, that happens to some of our toys whenever they got, you know, they're made in a very late sort of fashion and they're a bit delayed. Well, the glue stick's there for me to help though. Well, just a pot of glue, obviously, eh? Yes, these guys have got like a very nice detailing of blue, yellow right next to where the head is, and green at the back. It looks pretty nice though. So once again, I'm having a bit of a nasty cold here because we're still in springtime, but yes, we're literally on the verge of winter. So I'm just pondering on when the spring warmth should bring things back, even though we're technically in spring. Okay, so I'm feeling difficult with the sniffles and the snuffles of my nose, but I don't know, it could be hay fever outside, I don't know, because as we all know, you know, springtime is basically the start to the hay fever season. It's not only just the breeding season for birds and other critters, but also the hay fever season for flowers, which can be quite nasty and gnarly at times though, hey? During these warmer parts of the year, or warmer months of the year. But there you go, these are the pilchards. Let's take a look at the Kittiwakes next. They look a little bit like, how would you say it? I don't know what they are. Sorry again for the sniffles and the snuffles on my nose. I just can't help myself, eh? But they do look like, common new gulls, but only like half, or let's just say halfway in size between black-headed gull and common gull. Of course, they do have brown eyes, as you can see, and I've got like a beautiful looking small yellow beak, and they are small, neat birds found at the coast. And yes, I can tell what these guys are quite amazing, just to have a look at, eh? And I think unlike many other gull species, Kittiwakes are mainly more of a how do you say it, a coastal sort of marine bird actually, eh, than any other type of bird. It is a pelagic species, so they thrive in the open ocean and all that stuff, and nest in sea cliffs, like what seabirds should be, because seagulls and cormorants and terns and pelicans, they must have moved inland for some strange reason, hey? Away from the sea. And there you go, black-legged kittiwake. In fact, that's their full name, black-legged kittiwake. Also, fun fact, you might think kittiwakes are not only just seabirds. Well, they can nest in anywhere, but there's actually one particular place that I'm actually thinking of. You know Newcastle? You know, there's that town in there's actually a city called Newcastle upon Tyne, and on the Tyne Bridge, there's actually hundreds of these guys breeding there, which makes it as pretty much one of the most inland of all kittiwake colonies ever. And what's quite funny is that the wingtip hasn't been coloured in on that side there. That's a very weird error. Okay, so I'm gonna have to solve that when I get back into, you know, non-video activity mode. Okay, they're just looking like the same. It's funny on how the eyes are a bit, how would you say it? Yeah, they look brown. I would have thought there would be some sort of error, make, you know, a little bit more yellow. But, yes, of course, yes. These guys, they're not really bad things. Actually, I might try and do it now, because it's doing my head in there, that error. I'm just trying to find a good black pencil, just to solve things for me, and I just can't see it though. I don't see a black pencil around me. Sorry about that, guys. It's got a bit funny rough and ready though. Like I've always been doing on TikTok. Well, not always actually though, because I don't have to, you know, do videos for the sake of being perfect. I don't see it anywhere. In fact, I just can't see the black pencil is anywhere. I just can't see it. Yeah, this is getting real difficult for me though. Sorry this video is getting a bit too long though, because I'm just trying to find where the goddamn black pencils are. In fact, here it is. There's something I might probably use. Just a little tiny black piece of pencil lead. That might solve the problem, hey? How about that? There you go. Does it look good to you, eh? I believe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, so that's that product done. Let's put the Kittiwakes and the pilchard away. And there's one that's just looking like it's just done a bit of a very weird roll. I'll put the Kittiwakes away. Off they go. Inside to their packaging hidey holes. And I'll put the fishies away. So that the Kittiwakes can have a nice delicacy. And let's take a look at the 5-pack, because I'm quite curious. Alright, there you go, the 5-pack is a bit more different, but noticing there's actually a couple of different variations, which is quite interesting. And there's a bit of, I know this sounds complex though, but strangely enough, it looks like there's a combination of yellow and brown. Maybe there's some sort of weird error going on here with the birds. There you go, there's the name Black-legged Kittiwake once again. But there's actually a couple of different variations that I actually want to basically show it to you though. Let's see what we have. Okay, there you go, it says Black-legged Kittiwake, which looks like that again. Looking fairly nice, hey? Fairly nice stuff indeed. Of course they're breeding ones, so don't get me wrong on that. What's that one here? Once again, another one of those Black-legged Kittiwakes in breeding plumage. And they're a little bit different though. A little bit rough and ready are they? On the eyes though, I believe. But this one here has got a bit of a fairly chunky looking beak. I would often expect Kittiwakes to have slimmer and slender looking beaks. But there's actually a couple of these two birds here. This is a first winter Kittiwake. And that there is what it looks like to be a wintering version of the Kittiwake. So let's do a slight comparison between this one here versus that one there. But yet again, noticing on how almost similar, kind of similar these birds are. So I'll move the first winter one away because that one's a bit distinguishable. Even though the wintering Kittiwake, as you can see, has got a bit of first winter / juvenile influence going on here, eh? Going by the contrast of that black line of W, which normally tends to look like that. Okay, but let me just show you clearly though. So what we all know about the wintering birds is that they're a lot more duller than the breeding birds. So yep, as I've realised is that yes, there's a hint of grey here on the top of the heads versus what the breeding plumage birds tend to have. Just a clear, plain white looking morph. I'm sorry for the sniffles again, and the snuffles off my nose. Geez, I need to blow my nose after making this video, and crockies. Hopefully I didn't do any nose blowing, hopefully. Okay, so let's take a look at the first winter birds. Oh, sorry, that was a very nasty sort of runner. Okay, what we all notice about the first winter birds is that these guys have got a very nice looking pattern of W. They've got a very good contrast of letter W right over there. And this W contrast on the format looks pretty nice. It's a very nice wing pattern on the birds though. And I've got to tell you what though guys, you know the juveniles and first winters of Kittiwakes, they do remind me of black-headed gulls though, by that type of plumage. But they do have a, you know, they do sport a distinctive bold and black looking contrast of lineages of black lines which run like that. Okay, nice looking design. And And what's also quite funny is that they've also got those very weird, how would you say it? Oh my goodness me. They look like those sort of very weird eyebrows. They look like white eyebrows, which is quite weird, eh? Yeah, I've actually realised it looks very similar to Mediterranean Gull, which in a sense is another bird species I can think of. I have seen Mediterranean Gull before though, but it was somewhere in probably Solihull, I think it was. You know, Booton Park Lake. That's the closest I can think of, hey? Yeah. Mediterranean Gull is one species which I think is the closest to that of a first winter Kittiwake, but there you go. Looks pretty nice. And also the beak on the first winter Kittiwake is a bit more bolder as well. So these two products are done and dusted. Let's move on to this product here. It's a flip up Origami British Wildlife Collection. Meet swans swimming at coastal waters 12 pack, and it costs about £9. Oh yes, it does say £9. I would have thought it's a different price. But there you go, there's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. Okay, I've got a funny feeling that Flip-Flop's toy prices can be quite fluctuant, in a sense that we're literally suffering in one. There's that one place, there's actually a couple of places in Europe being suffered from another nation now in Europe as well. But we don't go ahead and talk about subjects like that, don't we? No. Okay, so here are the swans. They almost look like they've been daubed with tip detailings, but in actuality, they look like they've been done with pencil lead, which is chronically nice. There's the swan's head here. And, funnily enough, not all swans have their names, which is a bit disappointing, alright? Which means I'm just going to grab a pencil, just a regular pencil, in no particular design, whatever. I'm just going to name all swans here. I'm just going to double check all of them though, but all the swans have got beautiful looking faces as well. But it looks of them, hey. And this one here as well. That doesn't seem to bode well whenever I think of toys not having, you know, names in a sense. But yes, these guys, they look pretty nice. I've made 6 of the swans, but funnily enough, hey, I forgot to put the names here. What a silly, oh my goodness me. Oh. But I'm just pretty much double checking just to see if these birds have got names. And yes, I did totally forgot to put the names. And funnily enough, if I would have put licensing info on these toys, it would have taken just a bloody amount of time. It would have extended a bit more time. But luckily enough, I'm just keeping myself on track to whatever I'm doing. And there you go. But there you go, we've just got plain white swans, but there's something fairly interesting here that we might take a look at here as well. I mean, all swans, they just look pretty much the same. But there you go, Attack of the Swan Army. And there you go. If I flip it to the other side, sometimes the heads look a bit, how would you say it, detailed in a very strange looking way. You know, in the way they're detailed and not as great as I would have thought of, but they're just swans. Looking lovely, eh? But let's move on to what we have. We've got a couple of seaweed. It look like Lego pieces of some sort. Green Lego pieces. Actually the paper, I suppose, eh? But they look like snakes though to me, they're seaweed, but it's a very strange looking design, but that's what swans normally feed on. Trying to make a different shape there, I suppose, eh? Ooh, nice shape. And we've also got a couple of those seashells that look like in the style of a species of shell called the common whelk. Which, yeah, it does look quite nice for a seashell, even though this one's a little lighter, I think. But nevertheless, it's just amazing on how Flip-Flop toys can just, you know, be innovative as what other companies do. As always, as per usual, I would say. And I'm just going to put these away because we're going to be moving on to our last water toy, which is of course another British Wildlife Collection themed toy. It's called the Flip-Flop Origami British Wildlife Collection. Oh, it costs about £6 that one. Atlantic Salmon Fish Colour Version Small School or Shoal 5 pack. There you go. It looks pretty nice, and there's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. Very similar to what I did back then in December of 2021, if I remember that. I think I did a toy review on that 12 pack, which talked about salmon. There you go. There's a bit of a fun fact here. Salmons at sea are duller and greyer than their freshwater colourful morphs. Makes a whole lot of sense. And yes, after spawning eggs, yes, salmons usually die, which is pretty much the saddest aspect. But that's how the life cycle works. Okay, so yes, there's a nice green looking salmon with red and yellow. For those colour combinations here. Very, very nice. Of course, there's male and female. There's two different versions here as well. Again, what's a bit disappointing is that they don't actually add the detailing onto those sides. There's always, as per usual, onto where the fins are. That's one thing which I think was just missing in action. And it doesn't seem to be like one of these moments that whenever something is missing in action in terms of detailing or whatnot, it gets implemented real fast. And you know what? I'm just adding detailing onto toys a lot these days. I would have thought I would have been more perfect, but strange enough, sadly these days, I'm not always that perfect, as I'm just adding details to this fish. Oh yeah, and yeah, there we go. It's pretty nice, eh? In the way I've detailed these guys. And you've also got the females here as well. Got distinctive lips on the front and eyelashes. Same this one here. Okay, she looks like she's gonna pretty much die though after, you know, being in this whole appearance like that. Same this one here because, well, yeah, they're just getting ready to spawn for the next year or so. And then you've also got this here as well, which I believe is a sea salmon there. That's what they would normally look like when they're at sea. Looking less colourful than you would actually expect with salmon. Yeah, that's pretty much the real nutshell behind, you know, salmons like this. Okay, so it's pretty much on how fish like this pretty much work. But nevertheless, it's quite a nice sort of collection of toys, as I'm doing this video about water toys in the UK, of course. And I'll have to say, it's getting quite cluttered, my toy review area, to say, eh? Oh, didn't make it towards where the giant penguin was, as I flipped that product. But let's take a look at this one here. Just to finish off the video, it's the Plumaged Origami Penguin Cup World Pen Book Air Laptop Unveiling Penguin Trio 12 pack. It costs about £10 or £9.99. It looks pretty nice though. And speaking of pretty, look at that there. Got a very cutesy looking girl penguin there on the laptop. She looks like she's pretty much yellow as that laptop there. And there's the bag of the packaging. There's actually a couple more penguins and laptops as well. It's a very nice sort of product. It actually reminds me of the Apple, how do you say it, MacBook Air laptop product. It reminds me of that. That one of the, you know, set there. I'm just checking for any broken rippings and stuff. Nah. And out comes the laptops. We've got two of these, actually three of those laptops, which looks fairly nice. And sometimes the artwork is a little bit, how would you say it, inconsistently not that correct. I believe the green one's got it incorrect though, in the way it's been proportioned, in my opinion, But let's take a look at what we've got. Ooh! This is actually very similar to what I did back then in Christmas 2021 when I did those laptops. That sort of review on that one, hey? Looks pretty nice. There you go, there's a regular sort of grey one, lime and yellow looking laptops as well. And you've also got those boxes which just say Penbook Air, very reminiscent of Apple's products. With the penguin logo which looks like that. Does remind me of Apple whenever I think of that design here, the Penbook Air. There you go, it's a very weird, strange looking name for looking like product. I hope Apple doesn't sue me for this. Please, Apple, don't sue me for this. And mind you, I've got to tell you what though, whenever I think of Apple, that very big American company though, it's fascinating that the company has pretty much kept going after the time when Steve Jobs sadly passed away. And you've also got those top lids where you can store the laptops into their respective colours. This then might be, of course, you know, let's just say regular, so I'm just going to put that there as well. And of course, yes, we've got lime green as well, so I'm just going to plonk it here as well. Of course, you can mix and match the boxes and the laptops to whatever they can be. And you've also got that there as well. That's amazing. Beautiful sort of product, eh? You can't go wrong with it, I suppose. I mean, it's just so nice. I mean, it doesn't have to be that perfect, but there you go. And most importantly, we've also got some penguins. We've got a green one here, which looks pretty much... Oh, that looks pretty bright green, actually. We've also got a black one. In fact, what's funny about all of these penguins here is that even though they've got like felt tip detailings on their beaks and feet, and their eyes, which are... And also the mouth looks like it's been detailed with a pen. Looks like they've all done with crayons, pencils, whatever. It looks pretty much the opposite to what I think of these sort of penguins would be detailed with, and it's quite strange, but nevertheless, quite a nice, well-worthy looking product. Of course, yes, you can let your penguins sort of carry the laptops or play with the laptops, as you would probably imagine, but there you go. These guys, they look totally amazing, especially that golden female one. That yellow one, of course. And also the male penguins, they also look pretty stunning as well. So, that's about it. As I'm doing the tour review. And hopefully, I didn't get too caught up on being late. As I'm pretty much, you know, snooping as usual, I see. Sorry I'm getting a Sonic the Hedgehog reference though, but there you go. That tour review wasn't so hard, eh? But, yeah, sorry for the sniffles and the snuffles. Making this video a bit rough and ready at times though, but anyways, hope you really enjoyed this very wondrous looking video. Please give this video a like, subscribe for more future videos in the future. And until next time, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye for now, and I'll get the video uploaded right now. Okay, bye.